Guys exemplify what we talk about when we talk about Georgia Southern men. And I really encourage everybody that has the opportunity to talk to them today to really dig into them and hear their stories. They're two guys that I'm very proud of, we're very proud of, and couldn't pick better people to represent our program. Georgia Southern football is the most epic story in college football. When you start talking about Coach Irk Russell and how the program was built from nothing, didn't have a stadium, didn't have equipment, didn't even have a football for his first press conference. 1981 was the start of something very, very special. 6 national championships at the FCS level, 14 conference championships, the ability to move up to the FBS and go into the Sun Belt, win bowl championships, win a Sun Belt championship, and just compete at a high level every year. It's something that we don't take lightly. The brotherhood at Georgia Southern is something special, and it's our job to continue that legacy and keep adding to our winning tradition. The last 3 years at Georgia Southern, I've been blessed to be the head football coach. 16 and 17, we only had 5 wins between those 2 seasons. Then in 18, something special started to happen. 3 straight bowl games, 2 bowl championships. However, we're not satisfied with that. We want to compete for a Sun Belt championship every year. We want to win Sun Belt championships. And at Georgia Southern, that is the expectation. Very proud of what we did last year. When you start talking about COVID, you start talking about social injustice, you start talking about the things that everybody in the country had to deal with. I'm very proud of our staff, our administration, our players for what they did. Being one of only 2 teams to play 13 games last year and getting all 12 regular season games in showed that we had a disciplined group of guys that really wanted to do a great job for Georgia Southern football and Eagle Nation. 8-5 and a bowl championship. Again, very proud of what we did, but not satisfied. And we want to make this year our mission to make sure that we're making Eagle Nation proud of what we're doing and making sure that we make Georgia Southern proud. We have something to prove. We have a chip on our shoulder. There's not many people right now that believe in Georgia Southern other than our university, our fan base, and the guys in that locker room. But we kind of like it like that. We like having that chip on our shoulder, and we like having the opportunity to go prove what we're about. I like our team going into this year. I think we got a great mixture of experience and young talent. And I think we got guys that are willing to commit and sacrifice. Because when you play the ultimate game, team game of football, that's what it takes. Offensively, we're a spread gun option attack. We want to be more attacking. We made some changes on the offensive staff going into this season. And I think you'll see more of an attacking offense. On defense, we base out of a 3-4. And defensively, I'm fired up about us because of the continuity that we've had with our coaching staff and how we have grown as a defense year in, year out. So very excited about that. We want to be in a very efficient special teams group. We want to make sure we're changing the game with field position when we start talking special teams and when we start playing special teams. We got a great schedule this year. I love our out-of-conference schedule. We're going to open up with Gardner-Webb. Got an opportunity to go down to Florida Atlantic. We get to go play Arkansas at Arkansas. And then we got BYU coming to Paulson Stadium in Statesboro, Georgia. But then when you start talking about our conference schedule, you know, the Sun Belt Conference, you heard Commissioner Gill's comments about what the Sun Belt Conference has done over the last few years. I have a great respect for every coach in this league. I have a great respect for all the players in this league because I know game in, game out, you got to come to play each and every week. And it's not one of these things where you're just going to show up and it's going to happen. You got to be ready to play. You got to be ready to go. And a lot of that shown last year. As we had a lot of close games last year. Out of our 5 losses, there was a grand total of 31 points in those losses that we came up short with. So this year is going to be about putting ourselves in position to win football games and making sure that we finish those games. But a lot of respect for Sun Belt Conference, a lot of respect for what we have to do to get ready each and every week. And then on top of this, I'm so excited about the opportunity to be 100% capacity in our stadiums, and especially at Georgia Southern, because the power of Paulson is real, and it's a place that Georgia Southern football likes to make sure that they take care of business. So with that being said, thank y'all, and GATA.
We'll now go to questions, and please, once again, wait for the microphone, stand up and identify yourself, and let us know who the question is for. Our first question is on the right side.
Thanks. I think this is for Coach Lunsford. Hey, Coach.
Hey, Nathan.
Can you talk
You
about...
can call me Chad.
Yeah, I think we're all going to figure that out quickly. Chad, can you talk about the competition at the quarterback position and where everyone stacks up and why James Graham was moved to wide receiver? What went into that decision?
Well, you know, I think quarterback is a position, and I would think everybody agrees with this. It's the position that you got to make sure you have is right. If we were to play today, tomorrow, Justin Tomlin would be our starting quarterback. I think that his experience, his work ethic, the things that he's put into the program has earned him that opportunity. However, I think at Georgia Southern it's really important with what we do on offense that we make sure that we keep that job competitive. I think it's also important because you see last year we lost our starter toward the end of the year, played with our backup, and then even played with our third-string guy. We have to have an opportunity to have a lot of quarterbacks ready because our quarterbacks are going to be dual-threat guys that need to be able to run the ball like running backs and then obviously be quarterbacks and be able to throw the ball. But Justin would start for us if we played tomorrow. But I am looking forward to a great competition in training camp because I think guys like Sam Kennerson, who was a freshman for us last year, did not play maybe 2 plays last year, but is a guy that can be a game changer for us with his ability. However, we got to make sure he's ready to be that guy. But he would go into it as the backup right now. And then Cameron Ransom, a true freshman out of Armwood High School. He's a guy that has come on campus for us and has really impressed. You know, and I don't want to overspeak because we have yet to put on pads and get into practice, so I don't know. But he's a guy that we're excited about and has got a great work ethic. We also have a transfer guy in Quincy Bonner that came from Army that we're excited about as well. But that would be our depth chart right now at quarterback. And, you know, to talk about James Graham, James Graham is a guy that we definitely want on our football team, and he's a guy that can make a difference for us. There were some adjustments coming from Georgia Tech to Georgia Southern. There were some things that our program is a little bit different, and you know, he had to get adjusted to that. So during the spring, there was a few things that we just wanted to make sure that we took care of. We wanted to make sure he was going to be good academically as well. He has not gotten enough invested reps at the quarterback position as of now. So we felt like the best thing to do right now was move him to the wide receiver spot to give us an opportunity to get him on the field. So that's where we're at on it.
Additional questions? We're going to go on the left side now. Wait for the microphone. He's heading your way. Left side near the aisle.
Coach, this is for you. Emmanuel Peppes here. Just wanted to talk about, first of all, you made note about the defensive line and how it could be one of the most exciting units to watch in the spring. Just wanted to get your thoughts on kind of what you're looking for and expecting from that unit this season.
You said the defensive line?
Yes, sir.
Yeah, you know, that's one of our deeper positions that we have. We have a lot of guys that can play. We lost a very good one in Raymond Johnson to the NFL last year with the New York Giants. But I'm excited about the guys that we got coming back in a Dylan Springer and a C.J. Wright, in a A.J. Watkins, you know, a Brandon Wilson. But those guys are guys that have put in a lot of work. And for us on our defense, we want to be able to roll our defensive line. We want to be able to keep them fresh so that they're ready to go in the fourth quarter. But excited about that group because I do think we're deep there, and I do think those are guys that we can roll in, roll out, and really be able to finish games for us.
Our next question is from the Zoom. It's from Marcel Potrote with the Sports Inquirer. This is for Coach. Have you and the athletic department handled the new NIL program for student athletes?
Yes, with name, image, and likeness, you know, again, I think, you know, you got to start from the top with our athletic director, Jared Benko. You know, this has been really good in that we've put a program in place. It's called our Apex program, and it's really about supporting our guys. And it's been about life after ball. But this name, image, and likeness has given us an opportunity to really, you know, start those things and those conversations a little bit earlier. When you think about our program, it is a team effort. You know, it's not just, hey, we're going to do this in football, we're going to do this in basketball, we're going to do this with any other sport. It's about doing it as an athletic department. And I think we've done a really good job of trying to put a plan in place when a lot of the answers to the questions aren't available yet. But our Apex program's in place to help our guys. You know, when it comes to name, image, and likeness, I think that's a new, you know, maybe era in college football that we're going to have to adjust to and get ready for. You know, these guys put a lot of work in, and they make a lot of money for universities and programs and things like that. So I think the opportunity for them to be able to make money off their name, image, and likeness is a good thing. But I also think it's a good thing in the part that we're now going to be able to teach them a little bit more about what it's like to be businessmen once you finish playing ball. So again, I think we're moving in the right direction. Do we have all the answers? No, but definitely with our leadership in our program, I think we're on the right track for sure.
Next up is also from Zoom, Andrew Goldstein with WSAV. Coach, could you estimate what percentage of players on the team have been vaccinated, and what has the staff administration been doing to encourage players to get vaccinated, if anything?
Yeah, I'm not sure I'm allowed to comment on the specific statistics. I know a good number of our guys have been vaccinated. However, I don't want to get too specific with that. You know, obviously we've made it a choice. It's not something that we mandate. It's not something that, you know, we tell them they have to do. However, we do want to make sure that we are encouraging our guys to do what they feel like is best for them to make sure that they're safe during a pandemic. You know, we constantly have talks with our medical personnel, our trainers. We constantly get them in front of our team to be able to talk about it, to make sure, and then have side conversations as well. Because I know some guys don't want to ask questions in front of a lot of people. And then you've got guys that also, maybe their family background, you know, kind of makes them decide which way they're going to go and all that type of stuff. So we want to make sure that we're having individual conversations, one-on-one conversations, and not just team settings. We're going to have those, but we want to make sure we're having those individual conversations as well. We're going to continue to promote the vaccine. We're going to continue to, you know, make sure we understand that it's about health and safety first. But I do think it's important that we talk about the competitive advantage that the vaccine can bring. So, again, I think it's just to continue to have talks and day in and day out with our guys, whether it's in a team setting or an individual setting.
And next is also from Zoom. This is Marcel Portout with the Sports Inquirer. This is for J.D. King. How has the recovery from the knee injury been ahead of this upcoming season?
It's been amazing. It just helped me grow as a man, as a football player. It helped me develop my mental game, as in establishing myself as a leader on the field. It was just a win-win situation because I got to come back and play another year and be with the team and, you know, try to win that championship we all want.
Thank you. And we're going back out into the audience here on the right side, standing up.
Yeah. Coach, Zeke Palermo, SB Nation. On your preseason depth chart, you both list both Logan Wright and J.D. King as your starters at the running back. How are you going to split the time between the two? Do you have a plan for that?
For sure. We're a running football team, and, you know, lots of times when you see us on the field, we're going to have up to 3 running backs on the field at a time, maybe more. We do have a good problem. We have a room at the running back position that is full of good football players. J.D. King and Logan Wright are obviously guys that have been established at Georgia Southern, but we got some young guys in Gerald Green and Jalen White, and then we also have a transfer from Tulane and Amari Jones that I think bring a lot of different things to the table for us as an offense. But the one great thing about Georgia Southern is we're going to run the football, so there'll be enough carries to go around for our guys for sure.
Our next question will be from Zoom. It's from Scott Watkins for Todd Bradley Glenn. How does it feel to finally be called upon as a leader in the middle of the defense as a potential starter, and how will you approach this task?
You know, I think it feels good. I always feel like I was in a leadership role, even when I was out, mentoring the young guys and stuff like that, and being injured. But I'm ready to take it on and, kind of be the guy in the middle of defense and help everybody out. But, it's a role I embrace, especially inside my room, with a lot of young guys in the room and a lot of young guys coming in on the team, on the defense. A lot of them, look up to me and stuff like that, so I try to lead them the right way.
Thank you, and we're back to the audience on the right side once again.
Hey, this is for Todd and JD. Can you each talk about how you've approached the name, image, and likeness issue? What kind of things are you looking at? I think Todd's been talking about Bass Pro Shops. What kind of things are you looking to get involved with individually? And also, is there anything about team chemistry we should be watching for when, say, like in Alabama, the quarterback gets a lot more opportunities than some of the other players that also impact the team and contribute to the team, but certain positions get a lot more attention? Maybe that's just the way it is, or how do you look at that? But talk about what kind of opportunities you guys individually are looking for. Thanks.
We can start with Todd.
Well, for me, it's just like, I'm not gonna chase deals, outside of anything that I do. So, I like fishing, I like power tools and construction and stuff like that. So, if it ain't in the realm of something that I, my daily thing or something that I actually find interesting, I'm not gonna go out there and just chase money and stuff like that. So, I'm just staying in my realm and stay in my lane. And if somebody see that I like fishing and I like power tools and they want to, come talk to me, we can work out a deal, something like that, I'll be interested in that. But, besides that, I'll not go one too far off. And as far as, the team chemistry, I kind of I've been telling people, with the NIL, I would say just keep the main thing, as far as on the field, let's ball on the field, and I think, all them deals will come, when you get the name on the field, and that's when, people want to, come after you and they see your name in the lights and stuff, you know what I mean? So that's all I tell them, keep the main thing. At the end of the day, we're trying to win the championship and, everything else will take care of itself.
Just like Todd said, we just got to keep the main thing, and treat it like it was last year. Like this never has came about because it can become a real big distraction, as everybody can see. So we just got to, keep our composure and not, chase and fall into traps and just be the bigger person in a lot of situations and try to wait on it and let things develop because we really don't know that much about it right now. So the best thing to do is just to, focus on the main thing, keep the main thing, and let that unfold as it unfolds.
We'll go back to Zoom with a question for Coach from Frank Solkowski from WJCL. After being one of only 2 teams in the country to play 13 games last season, looking back, how amazing of a feat was that, and how proud are you all of the success of the season?
I've been told a lot, in 20, 30 years, we're going to look back on this and really appreciate it. I don't know how much more I can appreciate it because last year was something that nobody had a playbook for. And, as a coach, you're always trying to look for those angles. You're always trying to look for the strategy, the competitive advantage, and all that type of stuff. But when it came down to it, we had a bunch of guys that made up their mind that, they wanted to play ball, and they wanted to do a great job for Georgia Southern. Again, I spoke on it. 5 losses at Georgia Southern is way too many. That's not our standard. However, the things that we overcame, the adversity that we were able to kind of go through and kind of continue to build as a team. Those are things that, are really invaluable that a lot of people won't look at, but there will be great memories that we'll be able to look back on and go, man, we did this. We were one of 2 football teams to play 13 games and then be able to end it with a championship in New Orleans. That's something that we'll always remember.
Going back to the audience on the right side.
Coach, as a former special teams coordinator, can you speak on the importance of having a strong special teams unit within your football program?
No question. It's part of our plan to win. Our guys understand the importance of special teams. Obviously, our specialists are guys that get our special teams going. We've had a good run of specialists. We've got 3 in the NFL right now. We've got 2 that are starting with NFL teams, and with Tyler Bass and Younghoe Koo, and then we've got Ryan Langan as a long snapper. So that shows the commitment we've put into special teams, and especially recruiting guys. But what I'll say is something that, I've been several places. Georgia Southern has been different in that we've got guys that want to play special teams, and they want to be a part of that. And so we make that part of our plan to win. So there's a heavy emphasis on that. I've got 2 great coordinators in Doug Roos for offense and Scott Sloan for defense. So I put a lot of my hands into the special teams piece. I go back to last year. We could have been a lot better on special teams. We were not as efficient as we have been in the past. I think it had a lot to do with the accelerated process of getting ready to play. Don't want to say that we took shortcuts, but I don't know if there was enough time to really get it into a position that we wanted. So we're going to make sure that we're very adamant about it this training camp to make sure that we're one of the better special teams units in the league.
Next question is from the front, right on the right side.
And here's a look at the
this is for JD.
schedule. Opens with Gardner-Webb, then they're on the road at Florida Atlantic and Arkansas. Then they open their conference schedule on September 25th against the Louisiana Ragin' Cajuns, and follow on through to the back end where they close out the regular season at App State in their big rivalry game on November 27th. Speaking of the Ragin' Cajuns, our first guest in studio, head coach Billy Napier and his players here in our